Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to our Monday night episode of What's Up Wrestling, just following Monday Night Rollins, as we like to call it. Monday Night Raw. I'm here with Ruiz, my co-host of What's Up Wrestling, and we are live. So God knows what we'll say, but
We'll keep it. We'll keep it
we're
PG.
gonna try to keep it PG. We'll try.
Yeah.
But we just saw several things. First of all, at the end of Monday Night Rollins, they announced that Logan Paul is coming back next week. So what do you think? Is he coming back for the open challenge against Seth? Or are they going to put him in some other story? Luis, take it away. What do you think?
I don't think as cool as it would be to get a rematch. I don't think he's gonna be in the open challenge, but I do think that he's gonna be the seventh, like a special guest, and I think he's gonna be in the Money in the Bank match. I think they're gonna add him in.
Oh, that's a good.
That's my guess. If I had to guess, like a fantasy book.
Okay, you're frozen. You're frozen. So I'm here by myself. Are you unfrozen?
No, Am I good now?
Yeah, at the moment.
Okay, good.
But we've got at Money in the Bank, there are two people in Money in the Bank. If we take your prediction of Logan out of it, you've got Damian Priest, Shinsuke, Ricochet, Escobar, LA Knight, and what's his face? Punky or what?
You said Pete Dunne or no?
Who?
Pete Dunne? Isn't he in it?
The one from the Brawling Brutes, isn't it?
Yeah, Pete Dunne.
Yeah. So to me, there's only two in here that would go, and that's LA Knight.
Yes.
Or Damian Priest.
Yeah, I agree.
And
those are the two.
Those are the two. Like everybody else is out. I'm just calling them out. I don't see it happening. So they're obviously building a problem between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. To me. Do you agree?
What I saw today, I do agree with that. And I saw today that there'll be super cool scenario was they said, what if Finn Balor beats Rollins and then Damian Priest catches in on Balor? That would be cool. That would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
I would love to see that.
That would be really cool. Yeah,
I'm very high on Damian Priest. Like I really want to see him like with the championship. Like I really like what he's doing.
I wanted to just echo you 100%. I'm so behind Damian Priest right now. I think he's doing great work. And I think I could see him doing a bit of a turn, like a face turn against
I agree.
Finn. And then the only other one I think would probably is because if they give LA Knight the push.
Yeah.
But it's not as exciting as Damian.
I don't think I don't know. I don't think they're gonna do it with LA Knight. I know the fans really want it, but I just don't see them doing it. I think Priest fits that mold a little bit better. And it'll stay on Raw, which he most likely would cash in on the World Heavyweight. So it would stay on Raw because LA Knight's on SmackDown. So it would be kind of hard.
Okay, but you're saying then they throw Logan Paul and Money in the Bank as an extra?
I think just to do some high flying ladder stuff. Yeah, that would be really cool if they added him because he's definitely coming back for a match at Money in the Bank. I'm guessing, or just set up a SummerSlam match, but I'm not sure. I guess we could see
Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Or he's an entrant in Money in the Bank just to do high flying stuff. I don't know.
Or he's already
been in big matches. Open challenge with Seth.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what did you think of the story build up with they're having Finn and Seth at Money in the Bank? Like, do you buy that? Do you like that story?
I love it. Because I was at the SummerSlam where they fought for the first ever Universal Championship, and it was a great match.
You were there 7 years ago.
I was there in Brooklyn with my uncle, and it was great. But like the whole match was so overshadowed by the crowd chanting about how much they hated the red championship. And I remember Rollins and Balor got really upset about it because crowd was so worried about the championship they weren't watching the match.
Well, and then what about, so you were there and did you see the multiple injury to Finn?
Yeah, we did see him at the time. We couldn't tell because he ended up finishing the match like perfectly fine, and then it ended with him having to relinquish it the next day.
Right, because he
He's,
tore his
he's never
pec, he
held it
tore
since.
his arm, he
Yeah.
tore everything rupture. Yeah.
Hmm.
So him and Cody Rhodes can compare stories then. And then Cody Rhodes tonight
Hmm.
said he brought up finish the story. I got to finish the story. But it's like, are you like
How?
how?
Yeah. Like
It's
you
all
still haven't finished.
watching
Like
Brock and now Dominic, and then well, how are you finishing the story?
yeah.
Somebody tell me how you get back to that. How do I
I,
get back? How do I get him back to a match with Roman?
there's no way because listen, they're on different brands, so like I don't understand how it's gonna work. I mean, Cody, what he wins the Royal Rumble again? Like, like I don't. They can't do that again. I mean, I know they could, but that'd be kind of boring. I mean, I don't know. I thought he wins Money in the Bank and then say he does one of those cash ins where it's like, all right, I'm gonna cash in before so that I'm gonna fight you. Like I don't know how they're gonna play that out. The whole being on different brands thing really messes with like
Everything.
because he's got to get back because the whole point of the two brands was to have the two belts, so he's got to get back on SmackDown somehow to finish the story, I guess.
To finish
But
this.
I'm 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 not really like as I love Cody and we were both at Mania. I really wanted him to win. I was upset that he lost, but I'm at the point where I want to see Jay or Jimmy hold it. I want to see one of them end it. I'm out. That's my
Well,
pick.
that would be to me the exciting, and I mean that's as I said, that's a true like taking a story all the way. Like your
Hmm.
own family member takes it from you.
I think it should be Jimmy or Jay, and they're together. Like Jimmy and Jay are still together. They're still a tag team. I don't want to see Jimmy and Jay fight each other. I think they should stay together, and you know go
Okay,
against Roman.
but where I here's what I'm seeing. So that backstage setup with Kevin Owens going crazy and Sammy, I do feel like they may be building up to dissension between the two and ultimately putting Jay Uso with Sammy as a tag team.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be the only other option that I think would really like fresh everything up. Because
But
at the end of the
who's
day,
the bad guy? Kevin?
I guess Kevin, because it's usually Sammy that turns on Kevin. So maybe Kevin turns on Sammy this time. You know,
I think Sammy would turn the way he was acting. I was like, Sammy's going to turn on Kevin.
I think Sammy because Sammy still wants to be with Jay. Jay, that's his man. That's his guy. So it's gonna be kind of hard. It's still hard for him to like even fight him.
I think that's going to implode. Sammy and Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what is going on with Bianca Belair? Because they're setting her up for a heel turn for sure. Because
Mm-hmm.
he on SmackDown, Adam Pearce didn't give her she wanted a rematch, said he would, and then Charlotte Flair came out and she got the rematch.
And then she made it. She tweeted about it.
Tweeted about it, and I'm thinking the
Yeah.
tweets are all part of this.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know. I'm not.
people are really excited in the Bianca threads. They're like, "Girl, go beat everybody up." Like
Yeah.
they want the heel turn.
I just. I think Bianca's a great in-ring worker. I just think her character, like you said, is a little stale. So the heel turn would really freshen everything up. So that I mean, you kind of have to at that point. You have to.
She's got to be so fed up that she plays fair, and the girl puts paint in her face.
Yeah.
Or spits, and then they take away her rematch
Yeah.
over Charlotte.
Which like Charlotte, it's like okay, whatever.
And I don't care.
I don't care either.
And then I look at the entire women's division. I don't care. And even tonight, I was like, the Becky Lynch thing went on so long.
I'm so over it. I'm so over it. It's so weird. I don't know why.
So long. I'm like, what is this? They don't have, it's like they don't know how to kill the airtime. So the big thing that was the highlight of WWE was Friday Night SmackDown as what is Jey Uso's decision going to be? Is he going to stay with his brother, or is he going to join Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa and stay in the bloodline? What do you think is going to happen on Friday Night SmackDown this week?
I don't know. I still think it's gonna be some like swerve where it's like we don't get a definite answer. It's gonna be like one of those like interferes, all this stuff because it's so weird because I me personally I really want him to stay with Jimmy. I think that'd be make more sense. But at the same time, I could see him staying with the bloodline and then maybe swerving them later on, like maybe a Roman against Jimmy title match, and then he swerves Roman at the end, like something like that. I don't think we're gonna get a definite answer on SmackDown. I think they're gonna wait.
That would suck.
Yeah, because I'm waiting for an answer, but I mean I don't know how much. I don't know if they're willing to do that on a SmackDown.
Okay, and then the other thing that was very interesting today that came out was that on the 17th, on June 17th, the night of AEW Collision, the night that CM Punk is returning, Roman Reigns is actually booked on a live show on the 17th
to fight to defend his championship. Yeah.
So tell me that wasn't intentional.
No, it 100% was, and that's
just
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to drag those fans away for a little bit, which might work because Roman's a big draw, and I mean,
but where does that draw them? It just draws them away in that city, right?
Yeah, I guess the city. It's not televised, so.
And the news.
Yeah, a little bit of Twitter threads, yeah, but all eyes are going to be on the Collision. So.
And then we were talking about that. So Tony Khan comes out on AEW Dynamite and he announces for Collision, the main event is FTR and CM Punk versus Samoa Joe and who was it? What was it? Samoa Joe.
The not Judgment Day. The Bullet Club Gold or whatever it is. Bullet Club number 2. It was
Jay White and Juice Robinson. Are you sure?
Robinson.
Right? Okay,
yeah.
See, this is how bad it was. So I'm not loving that as the main event.
Neither am I. But it's like I said, it's basically setting up the two matches. It's going to be Joe and Punk, and then FTR and the Bullet Club as the 2 matches that it's going to set up.
And I read a lot of online to what you and your uncle were talking about. I was reading a lot online this week, a lot about Jay White and how it was botched, his debut, and that he's really not.
He doesn't care about his creative.
He's not relevantly part of this really in any way.
He said they basically said he doesn't really care what they do with his character. He just kind of he doesn't have any say. They just do it all for him, and he just does it.
And they were saying Ricky Starks is kind of played out now too. They don't know what to do with him.
People really want Starks in WWE. They think his character. Everyone on Twitter was saying that he fits that mold, which I agree. I think he fits the sports entertainer mold a lot. Even the physique, he looks like a WWE guy. He looks like he can be a top guy there. And I like him. I think he's really good in the ring. I think he'd be good there.
In WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
yeah, I think he'd be good there.
I think he could be good there and get an elevated push. And I'm interested to see what are they going to do? Was there any other match on SmackDown on Friday that interested you?
Other than match, I was going to ask you what you thought about these new titles that are getting thrown around all of a sudden.
I was going to talk about that. So first of all, everybody and Luis, I have to tell you, I'm completely, and I don't know if I'm old. I'm completely confused. What belt is what? What is I watched Rhea Ripley get that belt tonight, and I'm like, wait, is she the what belt is that?
Yeah.
I'm really confused. Do you understand? Is everyone getting just a new belt for SmackDown and Raw? Is there a new universe? What?
I know that the reason, the real reason they're doing all this is because they're trying to clean up all of how every time they switch brands, they have to literally just hand them the other one because it's the blue and the red. So I know they didn't want that anymore, and they wanted less confusion where it was we saw Rhea Ripley and Asuka with the red and blue belt for a month, and they weren't even talking about it. So they went with Roman getting that gold belt. He's the undisputed Universal Champion. He's still that belt signifies that's 2 belts. It just got unified into one.
So he's no longer going to have 2 belts, just the one?
Just the one. He's the undisputed Universal Champion, but it's now one. You remember when
it was
Randy Orton had 2, and then they made the the new belt was won. That's basically what they did, and it's gold, which is okay. It's cool. I don't
Okay,
mind
so
it.
he has a gold Universal Championship, one belt.
It's only
But
one
he's
belt,
not-
but no, it isn't. He has no more two belts, just the
But he's
one.
not going to wear all those belts.
No, those are done. He's
They're
done with
done.
those. Those are
Right.
those are
Okay.
in the trash.
So what the hell happened then tonight with Rhea Ripley? What
So
belt? does she
basically,
get?
that's like Rhea Ripley is the women's world champion. Asuka is the
What
women's
is
universal
Asuka?
champion. She's the women's universal champion. So the
Okay.
universal is on SmackDown, and the world champions are on Raw. So because Rollins is also the world heavyweight champion.
So the D-list people are Raw. So
Yeah,
Raw.
that's
So
and honestly, I think I think
I
Ripley
think
and
the Raw
Rollins,
are better.
those
I
are
mean,
way nicer titles. Way
yeah,
nicer.
yeah.
Way nicer.
So wait. So Rhea is the world champion, women's
The
world
world
champion.
champion. The reason, and they said that the reason that they didn't do heavyweight is because of the woman and stuff. So they didn't want to call it heavyweight champion. So they just called it world champion.
Like a fat woman.
Yeah, they didn't want to like do that. That'd be like they'd get so
But
much
they
hate
can
for
do
that.
that for a man.
Yeah.
So what? So when Asuka came out, she had the SmackDown
No,
championship.
the Raw. Well, she was the Raw
Asuka.
champion on SmackDown. Remember? Because she
Oh.
beat Bianca.
You see, ladies and gentlemen,
That's why they split it up. That's why they're kind of doing like they're doing like control right now. They're just trying to clear everything out. Just give them the two champions, no color. Because like think about it now, if Asuka goes to Raw, it doesn't look weird because it's a blue belt on Raw. It's just a regular championship now. So
Right.
now they can switch brands and it won't matter.
right.
Now all four can just switch brands and it's up to them. And next week we're getting a unification match for the women's tag team championships.
Right. That was my other confusing part.
And
So
we're getting a new championship.
so it's Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey.
against the NXT champions, but I know Apple Fire and
What's her name?
I forgot the other one. I forgot.
Against Apple Fire and the other one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So whoever wins that is the Universal Tag Champ?
The undisputed tag team champions for women. And then I also read today from the source that I get all my news from that they're gonna introduce undisputed tag team championships only for one. Like they're not gonna have blue and red anymore.
So is there gonna be a tag champ on SmackDown?
No, it's for like it's gonna be like the tag team champions for men and women are gonna fight on all the brands.
Okay, so Sammy
Yeah.
and Kevin are fighting on both brands.
Yeah, because they're gonna get rid of the blue and the red, and they're just gonna be one tag team championship. I have a feeling it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be like some white and gold belt. That's like,
Why do
together.
I not have faith in this and that it's still gonna end up messed up?
well, it's still kind of confusing because people are gonna be
I am
confused.
confused.
Yeah, it's still definitely confusing.
Okay, so it's Roman, Seth, Asuka,
Roman, Seth, Asuka,
Rhea.
Ripley,
and then Ronda and Shayna Baszler or the girls from NXT.
and then
And then
Sammy and KO.
Sammy and KO.
Mm-hmm. So they're doing a whole brand new title situation. And the only thing that's different between the men and the women's championship is that the women's it has a white strap and the men's has a black strap.
Okay. Now, in Money in the Bank, whoever wins Money in the Bank, do you
Can
think
cash in on whatever? They can cash in on
right,
whichever championship.
right? My
Yeah.
question is, with the way things are going, do you think they'll go for Seth or Roman?
I think that they made the championship on Raw for the Money in the Bank because there's no way that Roman's reign is going to end on a Money in the Bank cash in. It just doesn't make any sense. He has to it can't end that way. It has to end. It's for them. I think it's for the Raw one. Because think about it. Can you see anybody in that match beating Roman?
No.
Like I could see them beating a Finn Balor or a Rollins because they're not on Roman's level. Like I think that's basically why they made it. It's because so the Money in the Bank can cash in on Raw because I don't see it being cashed in on Roman at all.
Okay. So let's go back to the Bloodline story. If it worked out and Jay went with Jimmy.
hmm
Then what? They're gonna go after Sammy and Kevin.
Roman and Solo, I
Solo.
think, and they're gonna have because I heard that they're setting up a tag team match for Money in the Bank.
Bank.
Yeah, and then but I don't know who. I think it's looking more right now that Roman's gonna fight one of them at SummerSlam, either Jay or Jimmy, because I don't think he's gonna fight like a Cody at SummerSlam. It's not possible.
Or the Usos get back together. They go against Sammy and Kevin. There's a swerve. Sammy helps. Something happens and he fucks over Kevin. Oh,
Oh, there you go. Now it's TV 14.
now we're screwed.
Yeah, I'm starting to like. I'm still intrigued in the Bloodline story, but it's funny. I'm like not as intrigued in Roman and Sammy and KO. Like I'm not like. It's like I don't know. I'm not like now that they're separated from the Bloodline. It's like not as interesting.
100%. It's just not as interesting. And
Oh,
then,
we forgot about Gunther, and he's getting a new championship too. A new IC championship
okay, but he's only defending that on Raw.
on Raw, yeah.
Why don't they have the Intercontinental just go back and forth?
Well, because the SmackDown has the US.
In
Austin.
theory. And he
Yeah.
got a new belt.
Well, I'm still so bored of.
Right. I was hoping that would change too. Okay, the other thing that happened, but I do say, like, the Jey Uso thing is great. It would be great if Jey, and then I read something today that if Roman loses the title, they're going to keep it in the family.
Yeah, which
So
I think is I think it's smart.
So what does that mean? Like,
But then you can't finish the story with Cody then because it's weird. I don't know how he's gonna finish the story. Doesn't make any sense to me.
but would people want him to win it more over than Jey?
I'm still stuck on my idea is that they really dropped the ball. I know all this stuff is cool and like it keeps going, but like I think if Cody was gonna win, it had to be at this WrestleMania. I just feel like if he wins at the next Mania, it's not gonna feel as special. I don't think so.
All right. On AEW Dynamite, Adam Cole and MJF are going to have a match this week. I was thankful that they're actually going to have a match. Like,
He's gonna actually fight.
actually fight and defend the title.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're doing it. I think they were doing a lead up into Collision to try to get people like, oh, look at how good our match, so watch Collision.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting how he was like, talked up Adam Cole in a 30-minute promo and then like talked him up and then was like, you look like shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Adam Cole's on MJF's level, honestly. That's my opinion. Not even close. I think ever as Adam Cole left, like he's had good matches, but he was good at NXT.
I just don't see that. Like that, I can't see that's the way MJF's gonna lose.
No, he won't lose. And I don't even know, is it for the championship? They said it's like a title eliminator match.
It is?
Yeah, I don't think it's for the championship. I think it's like I think if Cole wins, he gets to fight him or something. I think that's what I saw today on MJF's Twitter, Instagram. I could check real quick.
Yeah, let us know because that would be interesting.
Yeah, it says AEW World Championship Eliminator match. I don't know what that means. What does that mean, eliminator match?
So you get eliminated and then you can never go for it again?
I guess.
I can't.
And it's actually a good card.
It's a really good card. I actually like it.
Sky Blue for the championship against Tony Storm, which I think will be good.
It'll be good. Tony
They
Storm.
have TNT championship. It's Jake Hager against
Wardlow.
My boy Jack Swagger.
And
then we got Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club. So a lot of stabbing and blood.
Can't wait. Are there tacks and exploding feet too?
But Kenny Omega's not fighting. It's the
Hangman.
Young Hangman and Young Bucks, yeah.
Against the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah.
And isn't there another match too?
Oh, Orange Cassidy and
That's what I want to talk about. That match with Orange Cassidy and Swerve Strickland on Dynamite was really good.
it was.
I
I
don't.
watched
It,
it.
it
Yeah,
was
it
a
was.
great match.
Yeah.
It kept going on and on and on. You were like, "Is it?" And I kept thinking maybe they will take the belt off Swerve. I mean, off
Mhm.
Orange
Orange.
or
Yeah.
Swerve. And they didn't. How is it possible that little Orange Cassidy is ridiculous?
He's such a cool character. Like
He's
I
a
said
great
before,
character.
that he really fits like the mold of WWE like so much. Like if he was there, like it'd be hilarious. Like he fits that gimmicky, like funny cartoon guy, but he works well over there. So
He's great over there. And then you saw the big news: Sammy and Tay had the baby shower, and they're
Mhm.
having a girl. I mean, what I
Yeah.
really like about Sammy is I think he's really smart with the vlogs and the videos. I mean, he really knows how to work social media and do stuff. I think that's more on like him than anybody being like, let's go do this. I think,
Yeah. No, he knows how to create an image and like keep people in buzz about it, whether it's good or bad. So, but
and then
and
Forbidden,
I don't know if you saw that talking about Forbidden Door, that before the injury, it was almost like 100% confirmed that Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné was going to go against Saraya Page, which is the money match. Like, I know people were mad about it that was going to happen, but that's the money match. Like those are two huge names. Like
that
I
would
would
have
tune
been
in.
amazing.
I would tune in just to watch that match because I grew up watching those two people. So
I'm a huge Sasha Banks Mercedes Moné fan. I think she's incredible.
yeah,
And I thought that would be amazing. I don't love the Forbidden Door card so far.
neither do I.
Isn't it like Will Ospreay again against Kenny Omega?
Omega, yeah, part two.
And I did see Takeshita in his first heel performance
Mm-hmm.
with Don Callis, and I was like, I didn't care.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of the Blackpool Combat Club. I think it's kind of boring.
But Takeshi's not in the Blackpool Combat Club,
Well,
right?
yeah, he's like no, not technically, but he did help him out. I'm just saying in general, like that group. I'm just like I think they're all kind of boring. That's
There
just my.
there seemed to be then. So the news today was that Disney is interested in WWE. So
Mm-hmm.
potentially there was this window of, for a deal. And now because Fox and Comcast have not automatically signed a deal, they have a negotiating window where they could with other people. And so Disney would be interested in putting the shows on FX.
Yeah.
And not, what do you think about that? I think I think they're all gonna stay on Fox and
Yeah, I don't think Fox wants, like, they have so much say in what's even, like, they literally choose who's on SmackDown. Like that's who they want on their brand. Like they Fox makes way too much money to not to let them go. Like they just do.
And what do you think about USA Network from Monday Night Raw?
I just can't see Raw on any other brand besides USA, like network. Like it's like that's like what they're known for. Like it's like how could you let that go? It's just I know Disney's big on it because now that UFC and WWE are kind of together, ESPN's owned by Disney. They kind of want it all together.
Right. And they were saying that Disney and ESPN were close with the WWE and also because of the
Mm-hmm.
Endeavor thing. So I don't know.
I wouldn't mind. I would like for the network to be on the Disney Plus. That'd be like so much easier than Peacock. Peacock's hard to maneuver.
But Peacock seems to be not an issue right now. Like that
Yeah. So
doesn't
how would that work? So if like they left, I guess it stays on Peacock. That's like what they have. Because I feel like Disney would want all that if they were to buy it.
right, like on Disney Plus. The other thing that happened is that Roman Reigns passed CM Punk as the longest WWE Championship title reign ever. He's now in 6 all time.
And they showed Punk on SmackDown, which was surprising. I didn't think they would do that.
I didn't either. So I didn't realize Punk had held the title that long.
Almost 2 years. Yeah,
But
I remember.
but he was a heel.
Heel, yeah, but like a heel, because the fans loved him. Like it was like, he was like a fake. He was like one of those like heels that everyone like Rollins. Like Rollins is supposed to be a heel, like not now, but he used to. But the fans still cheered him.
And this is what I wanted to talk to you about. You have to tell me what you think about this. I got to tell you, the fans are really annoying. They screw up people's promos. Like there was the what? And she's trying to, Zoe Stark's trying to talk. She's like, shut up. Like they won't let her even talk.
Yeah, it's bad.
Same thing with the Rollins singing. Whoa. Like it's a lot. And they're kind of ruining the wrestlers.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like I know that it's like that's something that like Roman has openly talked about, saying you have to adjust and like learn how to like cut off like their chants. But I feel like the younger people, like like Zoe Stark, like coming up, it's very hard to adjust to that because it really is a different atmosphere when you're coming up from NXT to Raw. Like that's something you gotta be able to adjust to.
And Finn Balor tonight, when I do believe was ad-libbing a little bit because it was going on for a long time.
Yeah.
But I think the one that really bothers me is the what. Like
it'll never die.
If I'm trying to remember my lines or I'm trying to remember and I'm hearing what,
Shut up.
Like shut up.
Yeah.
It's like they're hijacking.
And you could thank Stone Cold for that.
And they're hijacking. Right. They're hijacking people's performance. Okay. So you do not think Saturday night at the premiere of Collision, you do not think in any way there'll be a heel turn by Punk?
I don't think so. I think because they're setting up the Samoa Joe match, so I don't think it makes any sense yet.
So where does that leave him? Is he going to go after MJ? Like, what is Punk going to do?
I don't know. Have they said it? Is it like a brand split or no?
They haven't announced that.
Yeah, I know they wanted to, but I don't think they. I don't know if they're going to. Like, so Punk's not going to show up on Dynamite, or is he? Like, is he like?
If they were smart, at the very end, maybe it's MJF and Adam Cole, and Punk runs out, and then or I don't know. If you want to tease people to Saturday, or are they just keeping it Saturday? What would you do?
They just, yeah, I think they're gonna just keep it for Saturday so they don't ruin his debut. But like after that, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, I would like to see MJF beat Punk clean. That's what I would like to see. Like and beat him because I don't think Punk deserves to be the champion for a while after all the stuff he pulled.
On that note, did you hear about the BJ Whitmer news?
Yeah, I did see that. I saw it today. I was about to take a shower and I was on my phone and I saw the AEW tweeted it. I was like, oh.
Right.
Okay.
Terminated following an arrest on domestic.
Right away.
Right,
yeah, right away. No waiting.
They didn't wait. And he said his behavior is intolerable within AEW. I mean, it's pretty bad because wasn't there a choking thing?
Yeah, it was.
Now
crazy.
This is the guy, just so you know, he's one of the, talent agents. When you're an talent agent, let's say in wrestling, you're one of the people that works with the wrestlers and plans the matches. So, you go to the ring at 2:00 and you're working out the moves for the night. And I guess that's what he was doing. He was there for the last 3 years.
Which is crazy because, you have people there, like, you have females there. You don't know who he talks to. Like, it's definitely something that's scary. So they got rid of him right away, which was a good thing. We'll see how that plays out.
And then Kevin Nash, who's been very vocal about CM Punk, said they're throwing Phil under the bus. Like, oh, he can't draw. It's not like he's costing you ticket sales. So they're saying that it's been a struggle to sell tickets for
supposedly they have not sold any more, like anything more than what they were selling without the announcement, which is, I mean, like, I'm not surprised. Like, people aren't as excited to see him anymore. It's like the same old. Like, okay, he's fighting.
Now, WWE is going to London, and then AEW is going to London.
A month and a half later.
Because all they're talking about is London on WWE now.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you at with that? Are you going to London?
No, I don't think I can make it. I would love to go, but A little pricey.
It is pricey. So yeah, so
If I want to go to London for anything, I'd rather go for
AEW.
Wembley. Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
To your point, they were saying Thunder Rosa and Miro and all these people would be on Collision. I mean, is it just going to be like another night of wrestling?
I think so. I don't think it's gonna be anything special. I think it's gonna be just a regular Dynamite style show, but just on Saturday. But like I said, they're gonna compete with a lot of big profile events in this, especially coming up and then into the football season. Saturday's a football day. Like that's just what it is. So I don't think it's smart. I don't think they're gonna draw. Like think about it. If you're like I'm a fan of everything, but then also a fan of sports. Like you got college football at nighttime. And then you got some WWE pay-per-views are going to be on Saturday, which they're going to compete with. And then you have boxing is on Saturday nights. You have UFC is on Saturday. Those are all on Saturday. At some point in the month, those will be competing against Collision. So how good is Collision going to be if it's just a regular show and you're competing against all these events? Saturday Night Football college is like the biggest thing. And all these big networks have it. So are people going to be watching ABC?
Thing about ESPN with
Yeah.
WWE, you can't have it there.
No.
The other thing that I thought was and you'd never see this in WWE, but you saw AEW put out a Pride video. Did you see that?
Mhm.
With Anthony Bowens and Nyla Rose and all that, and
Yeah.
and referee Aubrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, have we ever seen that? You don't like.
No.
I get that they're out and they're not, but I've never remembered WWE doing anything like that.
No. No, you don't.
Wait, you're cutting
You've
out.
never seen it.
Are you there?
Yes. I'm good now. It was like 5 seconds.
Right. You never see that.
No, you don't. It's like not even like other stuff along those lines you rarely see. They're very like, I don't know.
So my point is good for AEW for doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because it just makes it more inclusive, I guess.
Even you think about your fans, like that's a big fan base. Like
also it because it's Pride Month, it was like the right time. I mean, it's not like you're just pulling it out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's part of what the month
It doesn't take much to make a 30-second video or
it was 30-second video. It's like, how long does that take you to do?
Yeah.
But I thought it was good that they did it. I thought it was good that they're being inclusive. That opens a whole other can of worms with Nyla Rose too. I don't think they get enough coverage on some of the groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to. I don't know. I'm not sure.
They probably have their own reasoning for it that none of us know.
And then there was the whole thing with Sting. Said Chris Jericho doesn't want to wrestle Sting.
Yeah.
And I was like, Sting's my all-time favorite, and it pains me to see what's happened. Like, he can't do a full match, can he?
I don't think so. He's gonna be a tag match.
So why does Chris Jericho not want to wrestle him? Because
I don't know the real. I saw the headline, but I don't know why. Like, he said no. He doesn't want to kill him.
Okay, so wrapping up, how do you feel about Monday Night Raw? What would you rate it tonight?
Out of 5, I give it
2.
3.5, 2.5.
I'm selling for the Becky Lynch segment felt like 3 hours.
Just the 3 hours. No, well, the show being 3 hours is the reason I give it such a low rating. It's like that middle hour always is rough. Like, it's never fun. It's never good. Like, SmackDown's good thing after over and over because it's only 2 hours. So it's quick. Like at SmackDown, when I went to in Puerto Rico, we were there for a third hour because they had post matches, and I was falling asleep because I can't sit there for 3 hours unless it's a pay-per-view.
I know, and that's the problem with Raw. Yeah, I gave it a 2.5. I will say that. It just I only like the Damian Priest thing.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown was good because of the Jey Uso thing.
Yeah.
Dynamite was good because of the one match, and MJF made an appearance. I don't think it was all great.
I think both brands are, there's always those few weeks. There's always those few weeks where like it's about to be a pay-per-view, so they kind of like it's like filler episodes. Like they're just trying to get to the pay-per-view. So that's kind of where I think they're both at right now. For AEW, they're just trying to get to Collision, and then WWE, they're just trying to get to Money in the Bank, which is in a few weeks.
So how much? Yeah, that was my question. How long do we have for Money in the Bank? 2 weeks?
Oh, it's July 1st, so I guess what, 3 weeks technically. It's 12th today, so.
And then
yeah, like
whoever gets the Money in the Bank thing is just going to be cash, like having it for infinity until they decide to cash it in.
Yeah. It's kind of a downgrade compared to what I did see today was that supposedly there's rumors that Drew wants to be in the match as a return.
Thank you.
As a return.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. It was on my list.
The pop would be crazy if he came out in London.
So Drew McIntyre has, they're saying he is not officially anywhere with WWE at this point. I think, and we both thought that he should come back as a heel.
But I saw that he has no interest at leaving. He just needs to figure out his money and what he's worth. But he does not want to leave. I mean, why would you?
Well, when you take somebody off TV for this long, you can make them a heel or a good guy.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
So you're saying in London, bring him back.
And like in the match, like 30 Money in the Bank, he just comes out and wins. Like
or messes it up for somebody.
Yeah, and then messes it up for a face. And then what we were saying though, I would love to see Drew in Judgment Day. I think that would be super cool.
And that's what I'm saying. Here's where we're going.
Him and Finn Balor flip or Damian?
Damian's they're gonna have a problem.
I think he's on the way out.
Damian's gonna leave, and they're gonna put and you're gonna think, oh, the Judgment Day is falling apart. And then they recruited Drew.
Like, no, we replaced you, and it's Drew. That'd be cool. I think he fits that persona too, like a little like dark, like figure, like kind of scary thing. That'd be cool.
And on scary thing, the other thing that's not working for me, and we'll wrap this up, is Scarlett and what's his face, Karrion Kross. What?
He kidnapped AJ Styles.
Is that what happened?
He like choked him out.
And she blows whatever in everyone's face.
I don't get the feud though. Like, he's so boring.
Karrion Kross is so boring.
And they just try and give him stuff. I don't get it. It hasn't been a good rehire, I don't think.
And I'm not into Pretty Deadly or Deadly Pretty.
They're getting a huge push.
They're getting a huge push. And I'm not quite sure.
They call it Smackdown.
All right. Well, it's late your time. It's almost midnight.
Not for me though. I'll be up for another like 4 hours.
I forgot. You're like vampire man. So you'll stay up for another 4 hours and then.
Yeah, my dad says that I have to fix my sleeping habits.
Kinda. But whatever works. Whatever works.
Yeah. This is the time that I get all my knowledge. I rewatch all the stuff I missed.
Right. Is there anything else we're missing that you think we did not touch upon?
That's
getting you like.
The only thing we didn't really talk about was, I guess, the woman's Money in the Bank, but it's kind of like I'm not like there's a reason for that. I feel like it's because it's not like that interesting.
I love when they went also like they had to make sure like, and now we have an interview with Natalya. What is she thrown in there for? They don't do anything with her.
Yeah, like, oh, nice, thanks for the
And isn't the Owen Hart Classic starting on AEW too?
Mm-hmm.
That's not till they go to Canada?
Yeah.
So that starts after Forbidden Door?
Yeah, after.
And where does that leave us? And then Freddie Prinze Jr. commented on what needs to happen on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, CM Punk is a star of the show, so it has one hell of a chance to, because he means ratings. I hope everyone's heads are in the right place. I hope everyone's egos are in the right place. I hope everyone understands how important these shows succeed, that we don't implode, so that we can have more and more wrestling, which means more jobs for more and more wrestlers. He says, I don't prefer one over the other. I just like wrestling. I support AEW and WWE.
Yeah, which good answer.
Well, you prefer WWE. So,
Yeah.
all
But
right.
if my boy Jeff Hardy wins another tag title, I'll support AEW.
Oh. So I want to share. I look like Jeff Hardy.
It's because he made fun of him.
So I made fun of Jeff Hardy, and then falling, and then my eye hemorrhaged, and I think it was because I made fun of Jeff Hardy
And his eye.
and his eye, and then now my eye's all messed up. And didn't Jeff Hardy? Wasn't there something in the airport with Jeff Hardy that
Today.
today? So
Yeah.
what was the story there? They were bugging Jeff Hardy.
They were like doing like, being mean, like harassing him, like begging him for signatures and stuff, and like Matt Hardy made a tweet saying that Jeff Hardy's a nice guy, so he's not gonna say no, but that like it's really not cool to do stuff like that because these guys are trying to. It's not like some 8-year-old is running up to you and asking for an autograph. It's like 35-year-old men who have poster boards of action figures that they want you to sign all of them and sell them. So it's like it's so corny to me. It's like these guys stay in the airport and like wait for you. Like,
if you're Mr. Jeff Hardy fan, aren't you watching AEW to see Jeff Hardy?
I do know. I watch AEW just for Jeff Hardy. I'm not even kidding. Like that's like, but now I watch it to cover it because of this podcast. But like before, I used to watch it just because Jeff Hardy was there.
Well, now you're gonna like be like into those like there's
now I've been into it because he's like I watched the pay-per-view the other day and where he fell, but supposedly it was a work.
No, that was not a work.
That's what they're saying. They're saying that he fell on purpose because he was saying his ankle was hurting, like that he's targeting the ankle.
Uh-huh. And I don't have a black eye.
It's a work. It's making
that looked so. Then he's a better actor than all of us give him credit.
He's the best ever.
I mean, the best ever. I would like to see him. I wish he could get him. Like, I wish they could feel comfortable to give him a push.
Yeah.
Because I don't love seeing Jeff Hardy like in the undercard so far down on the card.
Yeah. They were supposed to get the tag titles when everything happened. That's what they were gonna win.
Well, the other problem is Matt Hardy can barely move.
Yeah, it's not hard. Yeah, he can't walk.
He can't walk.
I think that's why they have him with Hook right now, because Hook is like the tag partner right now, technically.
Hook with Matt
and Jeff. It's 3 of them.
Right, because he's the part do all the stuff they can't do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna make any comments on anyone else because I don't need any more.
No more.
So nobody of that. All right. So when are we back? Saturday after Collision.
Saturday after Collision. Yes, I'm clearing my schedule.
We're clearing the schedule.
The busy schedule of a college student.
You're gonna time it so you're awake and not asleep and going to bed later. Are you good?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
So we'll be back after Eastern time.
So I would say Collision's 2 hours, so I would say 10, 15-ish. Eastern, yeah.
7 Pacific. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I really want to see.
We'll definitely have a lot to talk about.
Yes, well, Friday Night Smackdown and Collision and Dynamite.
Yeah.
So I think things are going to get more interesting the next few days.
They're heating up.
They got to be heating up because I can't have like a 2-minute with Natalia and then do a show. Hey, Natalia, we love you, but I don't get it. Like, use her. Why are you using her as a squash match?
That's what she's doing now. She's like John Cena.
Didn't you, when you saw John Cena in the WrestleMania, were you upset?
I was so disappointed. I was so excited. He fought like terrible.
It was the opening match.
He got out of there. He's like, all right,
it's your guy. It's your guy. And it's like, to me, he looked like he couldn't wrestle that much either.
He says it himself though. He says, "I can't do it anymore." So sad.
All good things come to an end. All right, Luis.
Thank you.
I'll talk
See
to
you on Saturday.
See you on Saturday for more